All right. I'm going to go ahead and call the meeting to order. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
I'll second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, the motion carries. Okay, communication. All right, public comment. Is there
Brooke, do you have a preamble that you want to read first?
Not in front of me, unfortunately.
Okay, if you're a member of the public and you would like to address the board and you're online, please use the raise hand feature at the bottom of the Zoom screen. And it looks like I don't have any phone callers.
Okay, I will just preface it by saying that we will limit you to, depending on how many people want to speak, we'll limit you to 3 minutes if they're not, if there are a lot of speakers, and then 5 minutes if they're not a lot of speakers. So if I cut you off, then I apologize, but we have to move on with our agenda. So
There is no request for public comment at this time.
thank you, David. Okay, Choice Charter School contract review.
Members of the state board, this is Thomas Mays, one of the attorneys for the department. I'm going to do a couple things first, one in the nature of housekeeping and one in the nature of framing for the discussion for both charter school contracts. The first, under Iowa Code Section 21.8, since we are meeting remotely, meaning a majority of a quorum is not physically present, the meeting minutes need to reflect this following statement: that it was impossible or impractical to meet in person. The reason it was impossible or impractical to meet in person is because trying to coordinate the schedules of a volunteer board made it impossible or practical to get everybody in the same place on such short notice. Going forward in future years, charter school contract approvals or reviews will be part of the normal rhythm of the state board's regularly scheduled meetings. But based on the scale up this year, that was incompatible with the regular meeting schedule. So that's why this special meeting, and just ask that the minutes reflect the reason why it was impossible or impractical to meet in person. Housekeeping done, now onto the substance. The department team has looked over both of these contracts with the lens of allowing flexibility and making sure that the mandatory minimums are covered. If the mandatory minimums are covered, we recommend that the charter proceed, that the contract be approved. The mandatory minimums were targets, academic targets, and governance structure. Both charters have those targets, both have a governance structure, both have clear lines of accountability. I am understanding that it's hard to set targets for a school that's not yet open, which may mean that one or both of the charter school leaders will be back before the board to amend, either to make targets higher or lower or both. But I thank, and my colleagues thank, both charter school leaders for responding promptly to our requests. So that's the frame. The lens is not perfection. The lens is mandatory minimum. Since charter schools are schools of choice, the contracts look different, and that's okay. But both contracts have the statutory requirements, a governance structure, clear lines of authority, and some meaningful, although hypothetical now, but meaningful academic targets. And so with that, that concludes the frame that I would like to put on it. My colleagues and I will be able to answer board questions on each particular charter. So with that, thank you for your time this morning.
Thank you, Thomas. Does anyone have any questions on the Choice Charter School contract? Or the other one, I guess we can, but this is the first one we're doing. So does anyone have any questions on the Choice Charter School contract? For Thomas or anyone on the team?
Brooke, this is Brian. Thomas, in section 3, looking at this last night, this is supposed to be a 5-year contract, right? Do the dates line up?
So I moved away from the mic too soon. I'm sorry about that. There's supposed to be a 5-year contract, but we gave the dates are not filled in yet. It's tentative for Choice Charter. It's tentative to the date of the approval, but both approval and start date. There's 2 ways to look at when that 5 years starts. That 5 years could start today, or 5 years could start at the start of school. And giving some latitude for either plausible interpretation to Choice Charter Schools contract starting and the 5-year clock running on the first day of student enrollment.
What I was getting at was 22-23 would be the first school year. If 27 to 28 is the last school year, isn't that 6 years? The other contract is 22-23 to 26-27.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
25 to 26.
Yeah, good. That is, the contract will be amended as signed. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay, thank you. That's all I had.
You know, if you read things enough,
I understand, believe me.
yeah. One of my mentors in the practice of law told me to read contracts backwards from the signature line forward and things like that. That just didn't pop out. So thanks for the close read on that. 3, 4,
Brian,
5,
thank
6.
you. I was hoping one of our board members, one of our lawyer board members would have reviewed it as well. Thank you.
Does anyone else have any questions on this particular contract? All right, if there's no further questions or discussion, then can I get a motion?
This is Betty. I move approval of the contract with Choice Charter School.
All right, thank you, Betty. Is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, thank you, Rod. All right, it's been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? All right, the motion carries. Now we can move on to the Hamburg. Let's see here. Get back into my agenda. Hamburg Charter High School contract.
Brooke, this
Thomas,
is
did you have
Brian.
anything? Sorry.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just gonna ask Thomas if he had anything additional to say, or I think he was speaking to both contracts, but I wasn't sure. So,
Yes, Madam Chair, I was speaking to both contracts.
okay.
Brooke, I would move approval of the Hamburg Charter High School contract.
All right, thank you, Brian. It's been moved. Is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, thank you, Rod. It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? All right, the motion carries. All right, thank you. Get back to my agenda. I think that is. All right. I think that's all we have for today. So I'm going to go ahead and adjourn the meeting.
Thanks, Brooke.
Thank you all
Thank
for
you.
signing on at 9.